How you doing? Hi, Hans. Is the sound okay in the picture? Everything looking okay? Can you guys hear me all right? Oh, good. Hi, Bruce. Good to hear. Oh boy. I don't know about it where you are, but here it's like very sunny and very cold. Hi, Dominic. How you doing? Oh, glad everything's working. I'm using my little lapel mic so that apparently there's less ambient outside noise. Oh boy, yeah, my big cup. I got my cup years ago in Quebec, in Quebec City. Oh, same there, huh, Bruce? Yeah, I figured. Well, you you guys, you guys aren't too far away. Oh boy. So, Dominic, what have you been up to? Okay, doke. Let me tell you sort of the latest things that have been happening. I don't know if you remember. In fact, I don't even remember whether I mentioned it or not. But either with this group or the 4 o'clock group, yeah, um, the I had mentioned. I thought, well, I'm going to send Marco Lang a note and say, hey, we got a bunch of guys who like your watches, but we can't afford them. That's basically. So how about this? How about making a nice, simple watch for us, and we'd do it on a subscription basis, just like Breguet. And so I heard back from Marco and got a super nice note from him. And he said, look, he said, Bill, I've got he said after everything he went through with Lang and Hine, he says, yeah, I've got certain kinds of projects and so on and so forth that I have to get done, and financially, I'd like to make you guys a watch, a very affordable one, but I just don't see that I can do it in the current circumstances. Okay. However, he said, he said maybe I could work with a couple other guys, and we could each do a little part of it, and work something out. And he mentioned Stefan Kadoki, who also lives in the Dresden area where Marco is, and Richard Hobring, who is just south of there. I forgot. I looked it up one day. It's not that far. So here we'd have a watch that would be by three of the these top-notch watchmakers uh, in the world. Literally, I mean, you have the Marco was just the president of AHCI, and that's like, here you have all these great independent watchmakers. Um, Stefan Kadoki just won a Grand Prix award. Plus, he's on the bench for the AHCI. I'm pretty sure he's going to get it. And let's see who else. And then Richard Hobring, who's won like 4 or 5 Grand Prix awards with his wonderful little watches. This is my Harbring 2 Felix. Love this watch. Thing is the most accurate watch I have. So anyway, uh, that would be an incredible. I mean, it'd be like MB&F, uh, except it would be. Let's see what uh, MR and S. Marco, Richard, and Stefan, or something like that, which I think would be very, very cool. Hey, Flippin' Zippo, how you doing, man? Dwayne, how are you? Um, Hi, DGB, how are you? And Javi, good morning, Javi. How you doing, man? Okay, well, let me sort of walk through the idea, and I'm going to talk to you guys and then the one this afternoon. I'd like to get your feedback on this. First of all, this is essentially where the idea that we had talked about, having a watch where we can really see everything. Now, this is from um, Marco Lang's Georg, and so it's wonderful. You turn the watch over and you can see the entire works on it. And here is the thing I like. I like these little individual bridges, finger bridges or something like that. They have different names for them. And I thought, well, that'd be cool too, to have that, because the purpose of having like a finger bridge is so you can see what's going on. And here is the UWD 31.X. These are three different metals, but it's basically, in a way, not quite as much as the Georg, but it sort of shows stuff that they have out there. I mean, what's in a watch. And essentially what we're dealing with are the different parts. Now, here you have, beginning with the barrel, right on down here through, this is the escapement and the hammer, fork, and so on and so forth, the different gears. And so this is what I came up with, essentially. I call it a collector's watch. Now, this is a very crude model. One of the things that I've always noticed about some of these really top watchmakers, other than the fact that they have like 2.5 hertz or 3 hertz, is they have, especially Carrie Voot and Lawton, have these great big balance wheels. And the purpose of a big balance wheel is for stability. I thought, well, okay, we'll get one with a big balance wheel. Now, one of the ways you get a big balance wheel is you take out the key works. Okay, let me show you here. Okay, here, see this little winding gear right here? All of this stuff in here, this is part of the key, actually the keyless works, all right? So instead of using a key, you just wind it up. But it takes up room, it takes up real estate on the watch. And this young guy, I forgot his name, he's a French guy, young guy, really good stuff. He had and made it to the finalists, the nominated watches, was one with a key. Wow, this would be great. So we could have, here's the barrel, you wind it up with a key. Here's the gear train, escapement, and the fork and so forth go here. And this would be the balance and, of course, the spring. And then there'd be a bridge, some kind of flying bridge over this. The flying bridge idea was from Marco Lang's new watch that he came out with. I forgot, it's called a Zeit something or other. And then we could have something like that. Now I thought, wow, this would be really cool to have, and something by three guys, sort of our own MB&F. But anyway, I thought it'd be sort of fun. So that's sort of the, and oh, by the way, too, I said everything had to be under 9,500 CHF, Swiss francs, for lots of reasons. Okay, so let's see what you got. Hey, John, how you doing? Hans and Andrew, will make you fancy. Andre, watch and pray, DG&B. Hi, Andrew. Let's see, Tony. Hi, Tony, and Orange Chan. Oh, good. All right, so let's hear some opinions of this idea. Now, remember, this is I have no artistic ability whatsoever. I simply put it out there. These represent essentially some kind of finger bridge so that we could see all of the movements and stuff. Hi, Jay. How are you? Andrew, thank you. Yes, that's it. That's the right word. Yeah, right, Andrew. Yeah, we're only going to do it with one face. Yeah, by the way, too, this would be the back of the watch. You flip it over, and this is what you'd see. The front could be any kind of dial, I guess we'd want. the key is built in. No, it's not built in. that's that's why it's the ones with a built-in key. That's why they're called the keyless work. This is a key right here that you simply wind it up, and I don't know if I had one like that, I'd have a little. I'd put it in my case where I kept the watch, and I'd have a backup. And in the morning time when I was ready to wear, just wind it up. Now, here's the thing: you ought, if, if you think that's sort of far fetched, you ought to read George Daniels. If you look at George Daniels' book on watchmaking, he has little patience for people who can't keep their who and all of the watches in that famous book are keyless. I mean, are keyed. They're for wind up. I there may be some that aren't, but the point is that he goes ballistic in there. Wow, you guys, if you can't keep a key, you don't deserve to have a watch. I think, whoa, but I think it'd be cool. I mean, how many of us have a keyed wristwatch? Uh, I don't. I don't know anybody who does, but I'm sure some people have something. You wind the thing up, as opposed to winding it up. With your this is the crown that goes into the keyless works. You would lose it. So, well, Andrew, if you would lose it, you don't deserve to have it. That's according not to me, but George Daniels. If you can't keep a key, that's why you have a backup. I have a little aluminum case for things. Yeah, that's right, Andrew. Exactly. All these. I've got. God, I tell you, my workbench full of watch stuff. Every single drawer is jam packed with it, and I keep getting more. But I'd get a backup. I'll tell you what, Andrew. Here's what we'd do with Andrew. We'd tell his wife, and his wife would make him keep track of it. Hey, Abdul, how you doing, man? Oh, let's see. I guess there was some crossover between locksmiths and watchmakers back. It probably was. Remy Cools did his subscription. Oh, yeah, that's the other part. Is set it up as a subscription watch. I said, just like Breguet. And so I don't know. Like I said, this would be something. And of course, again, we're looking at a bespoke. And also, too, later on this year, we can go back with Agenor and see if we can get that thing going again, because that's really cool. And Clyde, I didn't know, no, no, no. It's not an Anschluss watch. No, no, no. Oh man. Um, get a haircut, freaking beret wearing hippie. Oh boy. But there was a new watch in the house. Yeah, Andrew, doggone it. That's the tough part. Um, tell her that's where you keep the key to her heart. Maybe that would work. right right before something came flying at your head. Oh, just like the hand crank for an antique car. That's right. There you go. Um, okay. JU88. All right. So anyway, um, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to, here's the communication I've had so far. I emailed um, Marco Lang with the idea, got this wonderful note back from him. And in that, he said, well, he said, I can't do it just because of the time and this and that. But I could maybe work with these two guys, and each of us could spend a little time on it and make this watch for you. Okay. And so, this would be a fun project. Also, too, this is one that if we got, you wouldn't have to put together. This would be one that would be all put together, and the whatever dial we wanted or anything else, we could get that done. They didn't know who to contact for us. Yeah, instead of stocks, how about stock? Yeah, I got to buy it in what game? What's the name of that little outlet? The Game Club or something like that. Stefan would have time for this. He did special editions for customers. Okay, Hans, that's good to know. I hit because I'm going to later on today after I talk to the 4 o'clock group. I'm going to email Marco back. Yeah, GameStop. That's it. Hi, Gary, and you know, it's like say, hey, this is either something that I think we could have what maybe 20 guys or something like that. If we set it up on a subscription. But man, to me, it's really what it is that this would be this idea, okay, of we'd have a watch where we could see everything and really watch a very cool watch. And on the other side, on the dial side, we could have whatever we wanted. But this would be the idea of where you have a totally exposed movement for something we could for BSNF. Maybe. I was thinking MRNS, but BSNF would work too. Interested depending on design. Yeah, there's the design part, Andrew. You don't get one, Andrew, because you're going to lose the key. So it would. I tell you what, maybe they have one with a special little necklace or something you can wear your key on. Hey, Tim, how you doing, man? Instead of MBNF, wouldn't it be BSNF? No, I think it'd be MRNS for Marco, Richard, and Stefan. That's alphabetical order, but that does sound like the abbreviation of Mrs. So maybe that wouldn't work. I don't know, something like that. For US based in EU, it's great as well. Okay, that's good to hear. I wouldn't lose it. That and your virginity, Andrew. You, that key doesn't have a chance. Oh, Bill Federson, Francis. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not a watchmaker. Uh, just giving you a hard time, Andrew. Um, well, so let's see. Go. There you go. Okay, guys. So what do you think? All right. Hey, you got those little thumbs up um, emojis. If you think this is something you could get involved with as a subscription, let's see a thumbs up. Okay. Yeah, like Javi just did. So let me see. If not, if no one's interested in this, I'll just get back to him and say, nah, we couldn't do it. Well, okay. Talking to the Germans, what about the Austrians, Hans? I could maybe get by with 2 keys, one in the case and one super glue, the other one on my forearm. Yeah, Tony, that would be my case too. I'd get one of those 3D what are they called? 3D lasers and make a bunch of copies of them. How about the Germans led by an Austrian? Clyde, you're doing it again. Not having that. No, Andrew, this would be for the whole watch. This would be for the whole thing. Yeah, that was something else. I would just, to me, like I said, the most important part's the movement, and then, have some, look at, they could come up with some different options that might be more interesting than what we could come up with. I really like the both. Here's uh, a Harbring too, and that's a very almost Bauhaus kind of dial. We could have that, or we could have something, whatever we wanted, really. I may have missed some of this. Okay, me neither. What did Tim say? Cars, yes. Okay. Um, if you look at some vintage Piaget, they have a crown on the back. Ah, okay. Subscription for the whole watch is a great way. Probably get more takers. Yeah, that's the whole idea. This is for the whole watch. Oh, come on, man, Tim. The German watches aren't crude. My Frederick II isn't crude at all. I don't know where you get that idea from. Hey, Luca, how you doing? What do you think is the best watch under 5,000? I don't know. Um, here it is. This is it right here. You're harboring two, Felix. Okay, crown back. I don't like too much. They obstruct the view of the movement. Yeah. Uh, Longa isn't so crude. Very delicate. Tim G agreed. Also, don't love the heritage of flaggers. Well, all right. The German watch doesn't have a crown. We will tell you the time we want. Good grief. What is this? What is this? Uh Tim, Tim and Orange Hand are up to something. Okay, well, listen, guys. How about some other ideas? Anything else that you think this should or shouldn't have that we've got so far? I mean, it's like about as basic as you can get. Took out the keyless works and using just the key with a barrel. And because of the lack of the keyless works, we're able to put in a great big balance wheel, which will give it more stability. And then at the same time, using these um, by using the finger bridges, these little things like this, okay, we're able to see what's going on. And as collectors, I don't know how many of these they would make, but I got a feeling I think it would be a wonderful watch to have. Twin barrel would be nice to make the balance bigger. A serial one, right, Hans? A serial one? Maybe Sin Damasco has a bit of rough design to them as tool watches, but Nomos and Longa has nothing to do with crudeness. Nor does Langenheim, for that matter. Is there power reserve on the back? Is that an option? Well, Abdullah, there could be. I mean, see, the big thing about it would be a nice clear watch. I mean, something that would be really cool. High planetary force. Um, I like a simple annual or perpetual calendar like Moser Simple. Yeah, that's the one. That's a beautiful one. Power reserve too. I like power reserves. I guess that could be something we could add, or at least once we get them to say, hey, look, this is something that we could do. Then we can say, well, how about a power reserve? And a little power reserve indicator. It could go on the back, like you mentioned that H Moser has. All my H Mosers, both of them have a power reserve indicator. That really cool. Also too, I suppose you can put it on the dial. I don't mind it on the dial either. I mean, power reserve indicators, I just think are cool, especially if you've got a wounded watch. You can take a look at it at a glance and tell how much time you got left before you have to wind it again. Platinum movement? I don't think so. This is what um, what I'm trying to do is to, let's say, come up with something that is for collectors, primarily for collectors. This has got some Rudy Poo guy goes down and, used to buying quartzes. This isn't for that person. This is for this something special that would be appreciated by collectors, but probably not anybody else. And that's really what I had in mind. Now, this is sort of a type of thing of affordable snootiness. Hi, Watts County. Nope, haven't heard of them. With a hand wind movement, power reserve is definitely useful. I agree. I agree. Hi, Jay. There's a budget and it needs to something one can convince the watchmakers to make. Yeah, Jay, you're right. That's it's not a matter. Here's the way I look at it. It's got to work for everyone. It's got to work for us as something we can afford. It's got to work for them as something that they can spend their time on profitably. This is not a get rich quick idea by any means. Uh, 9,990. No, it'd be 9,500 or less. This would be the whole idea. For me, well finished simplicity as a unique watch would be ideal. Yeah, those are nice things too. This the finishing on this one, or at least the sense of it, would be some very clean elements to it. You're not going to have a lot of parts everywhere, and you're not going to have these great big plates and all of this other stuff. You'd simply have these finger uh, bridges, and this is the basic idea. Take out the keyless works, take those out, you got more room, either for a larger barrel or for, in this case, for a larger balance. Okay. SS case, enamel dial, key wound, double serial barrel, 2.5 hertz. Great watch for collectors. Marco Lang signature to it. Yeah, I agree. We'd have to see about the double barrels. Hans, I tell you the reason I sort of favor a single barrel, and I could be wrong about this, just for the keeping the cost down and the simplicity of the watch. The whole idea would be to have something nice and simple. This has got a single barrel, and it's perfectly fine. But we could ask about those things. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, in a PM case. All right. Would you need 2 holes, 1 to wind and 1 to set the time? Oh, good point. That's a good point, Dominic. I hadn't thought of that. Uh, you could set the time. There are a lot of different ways to set the time, but you're right. There'd have to be something there to set the time. Um, Maybe you could set it up so you could use the same key both for winding and setting the time. So there are a lot of possibilities here. That's a good point, though. I hadn't thought of that. I got a few DHs and D. Don't wear them though. DH, DH. What does DH stand for, Clyde? Okay, great, Tony. Okay, uh, it's frying pan time. All right. Okay, guys. Well, listen. You can think about it. We're going to be back at 4 o'clock New York time. So, if this is something that we can try, it, nothing ever gets done if you don't try, and we can at least try on this. All right. Take care. Be safe. I got my first shot, and man, I tell you, the between now and when I get my second one, and this whole thing is over, even afterwards, you got they're predicting a 500,000 deaths. It, Jesus, awful. Okay, take care.